xAPI, also known as Tin Can API, works a lot like SCORM. It's a way for your course to communicate with your Learning Management System, or LMS. The difference is in the level of detail. SCORM is great for tracking completion data, things like completed, passed, or failed. But xAPI takes that a step further by letting you capture custom data about what your learners actually do inside the course. So why would you use an xAPI statement? Let's say you're trying to figure out why your learners are struggling with the final knowledge check. SCORM will only tell you that they failed, but xAPI can tell you which specific questions they missed and what answers they selected. That kind of insight can help you spot if your question was unclear, misleading, or if your content didn't quite explain the concept well enough. In short, xAPI tracks actions, not just outcomes. Because this trigger can get a little complex, it's important to know exactly what you're trying to measure and report before you start adding it. When you create an xAPI trigger, the first step is to select the xAPI action. What you want? The LMS to know the learner did. You'll have 16 options to choose from: abandoned, answered, asked, attempted, commented, completed, experienced, failed, interacted, passed, progressed, satisfied, terminated, viewed, and waived. Once you've selected the action, you'll tie it to a specific event. For example, did the learner complete a slide, interact with an object, or perform a specific task? Finally, if you know how to code, or if you found a reliable script online, you can click the +xAPI link to open the xAPI statement editor, where you can enter or customize your statement for reporting to the LMS. The last trigger in the More section is the print slide trigger. Let's say your organization doesn't have a formal LMS to track training completions, or maybe you're designing a course for external learners who need to show proof they've completed their annual training. You can create a slide that looks like a completion certificate, including the learner's name, course title, number of hours or CE credits, and the date. Then, by adding a button with the print slide trigger, you'll activate the browser's print function. This lets the learner print or save the certificate as a PDF and submit it for record keeping. It's a simple way to provide proof of completion when a formal tracking system isn't available.